Hey guys, Foxdrop here with a video on the 5 best junglers for solo queue in the current patch. These are the junglers who, in my opinion, are the strongest around currently for solo queue. This video won't be listing the 5 in any particular order either, so don't worry about positions or placements of my choices. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below or a thumbs down if you really didn't like it, and if we reach 6,000 likes, I'll make another video like this, but for a different role. And I'll be choosing what role to do with that video by looking at what you guys suggest in the comments down below. So without further ado, I want to start this list right off the bat with 2 champions who pretty much came completely out of nowhere, Xin Zhao and Udyr. Xin got a pretty substantial buff in 6.3 which made his Devourer Ginzu's build ridiculously strong, and Udyr makes great use of the new Runic Echoes jungle item alongside his new spicy Season 6 build in Dead Man's Plate, Swiftness Boots, ZZ Rock Portal and Iceborne Gauntlet. Now of course I'm not saying that Udyr needs to be building all of these items, but they all got changed in Season 6 and they all got changed in a way that benefits Udyr. The reason why I'm mentioning these guys right from the get-go is because whereas they reign supreme in patch 6.3, probably the 2 strongest champions are definitely up there. In 6.4 they did get nerfed. Now it's hard to predict how this will affect them in their overall strength, whether they'll disappear into obscurity or whether they'll continue to dumpster people. As for some details on the champions themselves, Xin is someone who breaks the mold a little bit for Devourer junglers, as he's also really strong early game. Once he gets sated and has a Ginzu's, not only does his damage go through the roof, but he also gets crazy heals thanks to the change on his W. Udyr is someone who is obnoxiously difficult to contain, and with his new item choices can output a lot of damage with Phoenix stance. He is ridiculously fast and plays more of a macro game, running around and doing what he wants. Both of these champions are similar in the sense that they're crazy hard to manage and insanely powerful fighters. The next champion I think is really strong right now for solo queue is Elise. Elise has benefited heavily from the removal of Runeglaive and the introduction of Runic Echoes. The devilishly charming Spider Girl was already great before and now is even better. Elise is someone who can dominate a game from within the very early stages and snowball multiple lanes with her very powerful ganks. Her combo also makes her one of, if not the scariest champions in the game to face check in the early game specifically, and she falls short to no one. She also scales quite well as the game goes on, having decent damage without needing to build much of it herself. Having said that, much like someone who kills moderately aroused men, Elise can operate as a semi-assassin if you want to take more of a damage-orientated build. Now, next up we have Nidalee. It's funny talking about Nidalee as one of the best junglers when earlier on in the year, everyone was irate at the fact she keeps getting picked in competitive play, despite being quote-unquote basically useless. Despite her critics, Nidalee has always been a solid choice for when you want to stomp some people in solo queue. Her early game is phenomenal and she kills enemy champions seemingly as easy as she kills the jungle camps. She's also very slippery and once ahead can be very frustrating to play against. If you want to learn Nidalee, I would suggest you first look up some videos on how to do her early clears, as they can be a little bit tricky, and if you want more info on how to play her, I have a full gameplay which I will link to in the description. Another great solo queue jungler right now is Reksai, the Queen Burrower, and no, not Borrower, Burrower. That's actually like kind of one of those words where the more you say it, the less it sounds like a word, more like a made up sound, like Burrower, Burrower. Yeah. Reksai's title as a queen is certainly not empty when it comes to her jungling capabilities. The early game of Reksai is insanely solid and, unlike the 2 champions we previously mentioned, doesn't require any skill shot to set up with. Again, unlike her peers, Reksai functions extremely effectively with only tank items. For these reasons, I would highly recommend her to new junglers or people looking for an effective new jungle main that's easy to play and not punishing. One thing Reksai can struggle with though is kiting, but choosing smarter targets or even opting for that blue smite can help on that front. Now, if you've ever had a girlfriend, you'll know that they have a habit of always just being around whenever you say something cheeky to another girl. Now, Reksai embodies that female omnipresence by always being around with her ultimate. All in all, Reksai is a well-rounded champion and definitely worth picking up. If you're interested in seeing Reksai in action, I have a full gameplay of her that I will link to in that description down below. Now the last champion that I want to mention for good solid solo queue junglers is Poppy. Now this may raise a few eyebrows and people may disagree with me here, and I do accept that this is quite a personal choice, but I really do think that Poppy jungle is a great pick right now. Not only is she able to get a lot done with only a handful of tank items, but she also has very underrated damage, especially in that early game. If you can line someone up against a wall, it's basically lights out for them. In my opinion though, why I really like her is because of how she fares against the other popular junglers. Not just because she can out damage them with no damage items, but specifically because her W cock blocks the other junglers so hard. For example, Lee Sin's Q and his W, Kindred's Hops, Nidalee's Pounce, Reksai's Tunnel, Elise's Spider Form Bite, loads of stuff. I never really thought that little girls with hammers could be so frightening, but going up against Poppy is truly terrifying. And that's what I want to say for the list of the best junglers in my opinion in solo queue right now. But this was actually one of the harder videos to make because there's actually a lot of champions that I could have stuck in this top 5 and be very justified. For example, Graves, Kindred, Gragas, people like that, all really good right now. But yeah, that's all I want to say for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't be upset if your favorite champion didn't make this list. There are a bunch of great solo queue champions right now that you could enjoy success with. If you have a suggestion or want to share your opinion on what junglers you like to run in solo queue, why don't you leave them in the comments down below. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching this video. You can go find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and catch me streaming over at twitch.tv/Foxdrop. All of those links are in the description, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of these videos. Most importantly guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.